fitness.
Yes. Yes.
So it's awesome.
Sorry, guys, I forgot to press record, and I know that there's ladies who want to catch up with this after, so I am recording now.
Okay.
If you're just tuning into the recording, Donna was just sharing some warm fuzzies with us, but the step that we're on right now is still in the early beginning. All we've done is shredded our carrots, and we're currently chopping our dates to make the carrot cake overnight oats. We are. I have my special tiny assistant here with me, my 7-year-old Finley. She's chopping dates as well. Finley actually just won first place at Chef Camp.
Wow.
No surprise.
Yay.
She did Master Chef Junior,
That's
and
awesome.
she made a shepherd's pie, and it won first place as far as taste.
Yay.
Overall taste and overall dish at her camp. So we're very proud of her.
Yeah, and you had to lift up a bowl and there was a secret ingredient and you had to add that into your meal. And mine was carrots and potatoes. So
Well, there you go.
Congratulations.
can I have the
Can you have a date?
one?
Yes, you can eat one. All right, so are you guys doing okay? Does everyone have their dates chopped? Perfect. Here you go. These have pits in them, so you definitely don't want to eat one full.
How much carrots? It says 4 carrots, but mine are chopped.
I would do at least a cup.
A cup? Okay, thank you.
Your carrots are the star of the show here, and they're a freebie on To Be Mindset. So don't worry about anytime it's a vegetable, I'm never concerned about the amount, but you don't want to go under. So at least a cup. I probably did a cup and a half in mine.
Who is everyone here?
Well, everybody's names are listed right under there.
Hey, the other Aaron's not here.
No, she's in a different community.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay, after I've done chopping all my oats, it looks like this in case you guys are like, am I doing this right? It's just gonna be like a wet kind of battery mess because it's gonna look too wet today, and then tomorrow it's gonna have absorbed all the moisture and all the liquid, and it's gonna look amazing. So don't fret if you're like, I don't know how I'm gonna eat this thing. I'm gonna go ahead and add my oats in as well. There's 2 cups of rolled oats. And then I'm gonna grab my seasoning. A really big hack, if you don't feel like, going and buying all of the seasonings, you can do is pumpkin spice. If you have pumpkin spice, you can use that. Just be wary that a lot of store-bought pumpkin spice contains sugar. So you can make your own, or you can buy the ones that don't have sugar. So just be mindful of that. If you don't have cloves and nutmegs and cinnamon, pumpkin spice works in a pinch. I do have all of that stuff though, so I'm going to use it. And then you can give like a good old like big shake of the cinnamon right in there. Oh, that's good. Perfect. Actually, you can even go a little bit heavier than that, a little bit more, because we love it.
Like that?
Perfect. You know what? Throw a little of that in too.
I did a little too much.
That's it.
Is this good for that?
Yep.
Did we add the walnuts already? Did I miss that?
We have not done that yet.
Okay.
Just pass that.
1 teaspoon of.
What I normally do is I add my nuts on top.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's optional for you. If you went ahead and did it, that's fine.
I didn't do it yet. That's why I'm like, let me ask before I do it.
Yeah, I normally will add them on top, and sometimes even the next day, so that they stay nice and crunchy. That's perfect, Finley. Thank you so much.
A bit more of this.
No, I think that's probably good.
Okay.
Oftentimes nuts, especially things like cashews, if you're soaking them in any liquid, they go soft. And then we don't have that like really fresh, crisp crunch. So
some people are allergic to nuts.
if you're allergic to nuts, you're not going to put them in your recipe. That's for sure. Okay, I'll give you a spoon, Finley, and you can stir that up. So by now we've got our oats, we've got our dates and our carrots all in there. Here, do this. There we go. That's really good. Smell that. It smells like fall in a bowl.
Yeah.
Nice, eh?
Yeah.
All right.
Some of it fell on me.
So now I'm going to
Let's
get
get
out.
this.
Yeah. So you guys can get out your almond milk and your yogurt. or whatever milk you're using. If you want to use regular cow's milk, you absolutely can. I don't personally, I minimize the amount of dairy that I consume, so I don't use that. So I put plant milk, but like I said, you do you. If you have something that you prefer, that's totally fine. I'm gonna fill this up and then you can dump it in the bowl, okay? So I'm gonna fill up a cup of almond milk to start, and then we're gonna add all of our wet ingredients and then just see how it goes. Because we may have to add. So go ahead and dump that in the bowl, Finn. It's okay. It's okay. We wanted to,
Melting.
I know.
Aaron,
Yes, ma'am.
I got started late. What size containers do you recommend?
So I always do like mason jar style, but you can just do a normal cereal bowl. You can do like a little ceramic dish
Guys,
like
smell
this.
Smell this.
Just nothing big, just a normal, like a standard mason jar size. But if you don't have mason jars, a normal cereal bowl is fine. And then just
Okay.
saran wrap.
Okay, I have some utility glasses that hold like 14 ounces. I didn't know if that would work or not.
Perfect. Yeah, that should be fine. I can already tell you guys these are not going to be wet enough. So I'm going to add another 3/4 of a cup of almond milk. Go ahead, Finley, pour that in.
I'm unmuting now again.
Okay. You guys take yourself off mute at any time, even if you just want to have conversation. I'm here for it.
Erin, have you added the Greek yogurt yet?
Not yet.
Are you just still working on the almond milk?
Yep, just the milk so far.
Okay.
It smells so good.
It smells amazing. And we haven't even added anything of our sweetener
It's
yet.
like fall in a bowl.
It is fall in a bowl.
You're so right. It's one of my
Mine-
favorite smells.
Mine too, honestly. Anything like cinnamony and clovey, I'm like obsessed.
You said England.
Mine's
Who's in
still-
England?
Marion is in England. Mine is not saturated, okay? So if you're looking at mine, it's wet, but it's not completely submerged, and that's okay because we're still gonna add a cup of Greek yogurt. So you can
said
do that
Miss
now.
Finnemore.
She does sound like Miss Finnemore. Finley had a teacher from England in kindergarten, and she just had the sweetest voice. All right, dump that in, sister.
That's a really cute thing to say. Thank you.
Awesome. Good job. Yeah, just kerplunked in there. Just kerplunked. All right, so I added my Greek yogurt and now it's starting to look like the consistency I want it to look like. It's very wet.
It looks like
Um,
oatmeal.
It does look like oatmeal. That's the whole purpose of this, is for it to look like oatmeal.
After we're done
Finley,
this, can you share it? with
Yeah,
me?
you can have 2 and I'll have 2. Can you please go into the cupboard and get me the maple syrup?
Yep.
Thank you. Okay, so now it's looking very, very wet. If you guys are using Shakeology, you can go ahead and add that now as well. I'm going to because I want to bump up the protein in this for myself. But if you're not using it, it's still going to taste amazing. Nice.
Are you doing 1 scoop of the Shakeology?
I'm going to do 2 scoops.
Two?
of
Great.
Shakeology. Yeah, I'm going to use the Snickerdoodle because that has ginger and cinnamon in it, and it's going to taste, it's going to
Can I
make it,
do it?
yeah, it's going to make it taste like chai. If you have vanilla though, it's going to be incredible.
Can
If
we
you
mix
are
vanilla?
using, hold on. If you are using Shakeology, you're not going to use the full tablespoon of maple syrup because you're not going to need it. If
Okay.
you're not
So
using
maple
Shakeology,
syrup.
proceed with the maple syrup.
What's a tablespoon?
A tablespoon is this one.
Okay, can I pour it?
We're not going to use the whole, we're going to probably not even do any maple syrup in ours because it's going to be super sweet from the Shakeology already. So we don't need to sweeten it. What you guys can
Just a tiny
do
bit?
if you're using Shakeology in yours,
Mhm.
don't sweeten. And then when you go to eat it, if you find it's not sweet enough, then I would personally add it. Because I think you'll be pleasantly surprised by how sweet the Shakeology makes it. It's
Just
the
a
same as
tiny
a
bit?
smoothie. Like if I'm ever making a smoothie, I never add in any additional sweetener because it just doesn't need it. Shakeology already has stevia in it. We
Just a
did, if
tiny
you're in
bit
the,
maple syrup?
if you're in the US, we have the 0 sugar Shakeology now that you might want to look at if you're sensitive to that. But yeah, totally not required.
Why did I get the maple syrup out?
Because I forgot that we were going to use all that Shakeology. Okay, so now If you want, guys, if you have any types of seeds that you want to add to this, you can go ahead. I'm probably not going to add anything else. I think this is going to be delicious just as it is, but some other add-ons that people like to add to the top are things like pumpkin seeds, sunflower seeds, even chia seeds in here. Just be mindful if you're putting a chia seed in, it's going to absorb that liquid even more. But this is honestly going to be a delicious breakfast just as it is. So you can start to portion them out now into your cups or your bowls.
Quick question. I don't love cold oats. Would you think it's okay to warm this up? Like to eat it warm?
1000%, yes, absolutely.
Okay.
I also find when it first comes out of the fridge, it almost like bothers my teeth because it's so cold. And I'm more of like a warmer breakfast person myself. So I've heated it up and it tastes fabulous. You can heat it up, then add your chopped walnuts. Oh, there's a man. Hi, husband. We see you. Yeah, I would say heat it up and then you can do your walnuts and then you can even do a little drizzle of maple syrup or something on top of that if you want to. Finley, let's put it in these cute little cups for ourselves. Want to take a taste.
Ooh, that's yummy.
It says Donna entered the waiting room.
Oh,
What does
thank
that
you for
mean?
telling me.
What does that mean?
It means that somebody is in the waiting room trying to get in here. Here we go. Just because I'm going to be sharing it with my lady, I am going to go ahead and throw some chia seeds in mine to just bump up the
Ooh.
nutrients in it a little bit for her because it's not something that she would eat.
Ooh, are you talking about sheep?
You! I'll hide some seeds in here so you don't see them. And then tomorrow when I make this for us, I'm going to top it with pumpkin seeds. And I'm going to top it with those walnuts too.
But I see it right now. I have a very good memory.
I know, you'll know that it's there, but it's still going to taste incredible. Can you please do me a favor and go get those 2 glass dishes for me? This smells amazing.
Can I do more jobs?
So with the Shakeology, that is 17 grams of
smells
protein. Yeah, 17 grams of protein per scoop. And then the Greek yogurt is another like 12-ish. Thank you, Buggy. And then we have protein in the chia seeds if you choose to add them. Yeah, and then if you want to, some people will even choose to top theirs with Greek yogurt, and that bumps up the protein even more. So it's really up to you. I just encourage everyone. We can top ours with Greek yogurt if we want to, if we decide tomorrow.
Some right now.
You can have a taste for
Okay.
sure. Let's just portion them out first and see, make sure we got enough of them. One of these personally wouldn't fill me. I'm a volume eater, which is a nice way of saying I like a lot of food. So I would pair this, like I'll probably pair it with eggs. I eat eggs every day. Or I'd pair it with something else. I just don't really think it's enough. All right, so we portioned that out into our 4 containers. Here, Finley, you want to taste?
Yeah.
It's not going to be delicious if you taste it now because the oats will be hard, but you can still get the overall idea. It's a win?
Yep.
She likes it. She likes it.
Except for that, you can taste the chia seeds.
You can taste the chia seeds, she says. I have these extra these ribbons that I shaved when I was showing you guys how to shave the carrots. So I'm going to go ahead and top mine with it just because it's really pretty. If you have extra that you want to shave, go ahead and do that and then top. That's nice, right? So I'm going to top each one with a nice little handful of those carrot shavings. And then I'm personally lazy and I don't feel like I know I'm not going to feel like chopping walnuts tomorrow morning when I'm busy and I'm just trying to get everybody out of the house. So I'm gonna go ahead and top mine with the chopped walnuts now. But if you're at home and you're like, I just want this to taste like crisp as can be, you can do it in the morning as well. I try to make everything convenient and set myself up for like what future Erin is gonna think. And future Erin's gonna want me to go ahead and do that step right now, so that I'm not lazy in the morning. Mornings around here are chaotic enough. So here we have a perfectly plated breakfast with To Be Mindset, because we have our veggies and we have our protein. We also have fiber-filled carb, which is totally fine. Everything in here is whole food ingredient. It's all nutritious. Even the pure maple syrup, like there's minerals in there. So, oftentimes a question that I personally get asked is, what are the calories in this? What are the macros? I couldn't tell you. I honestly couldn't tell you, but I'm not concerned because I know that this is a nutritious breakfast. I know that this is not personally a problem area for me. I gained all the weight by sitting on the couch, stuffing my pie hole with refined sugar, which this doesn't have any of it in. So look at you, Marian, that looks great. Look at you. Good job, sister. Love it. I have just enough walnuts to top each one of these with a whole handful. And then I'm done. I'm done my breakfast. And there we have it. 4 servings of breakfast. You can share this with your family or you can afford it to yourself. There's no pressure. And no matter how your morning goes, you have something nutritious waiting for you. And that is everything. Honestly, this is what mine looks like.
Hey, Mom, I'm 4 feet and 6 inches.
Oh, you're growing. So while I'm taking a second, I'm not sure that everybody here is done. If you're not done, that's fine. While we're taking a second, I'm going to go ahead and fill a big pot with water and start boiling that because we're going to get cracking on our lunch. And part of that is going to be boiling pasta. So do that step, please. And thank you.
Erin?
Yes.
I am a gluten-free person, and in England, gluten-free options are still not brilliant. So I've gone with brown rice and quinoa.
Okay. That's gonna be great. Yeah, perfect.
Yeah, so I would love to have more options for gluten-free. And did you say chickpea pasta in the recipe? It's just not something that you can get so easily, but I am going to hunt it down.
That's crazy to me. I'm so sad for you because we have like every type of non-pasta, non-grain pasta under the sun in this city. I can get.
You can get gluten-free stuff, but it's still not great. It's really uber processed. So the plant-based things are still not brilliant in rural England. In urban places, absolutely, but rural England, no.
Quinoa is going to be great. Quinoa will taste delicious anyway. That's perfect.
Brilliant. Okay, great.
Yeah. And that
Thanks.
quinoa is quick to make too. It's like 12 minutes start to finish.
Yeah.
Easy peasy. I wanted to say one second, please. I wanted to say to the ladies in the US, I just discovered a new type of pasta. It is available in Canada too, but you have to order it through a website that takes a while to ship, but it's called Kaizen, K-A-Z, or Z for my American sisters. K-A-Z-E-N, K-A-I-Z-E-N. I'll put it in the chat so that you guys don't forget. And it has like 25 grams of protein per serving in this pasta. It's made from a lupini bean. Ooh. That's the primary ingredient in the pasta. And they have many different types of pasta, and they have brown or this Kaizen rice as well. And the rice contains just as much protein. So look for that. The guy is on Instagram as Shred Happens. he is amazing. His recipes are incredible and he's the creator. It took him 5 years to create this pasta because he lost 100 pounds and he was so sick and tired of all of the things that he was trying to make healthy just tasting so horrible. Like a lot of the pastas, like Marion just said, are disgusting if they're claiming to be healthy. So look for that pasta. It's apparently really, really good. I haven't personally tried it yet, but it's got 5-star reviews.
Thank you.
Right now.
Are you still on the chat?
Pardon?
Are you in there or something?
No, I'm just filling up my pasta water. A pasta. As for me, so for today, I have 2 incredible options. Sorry, Marianne, I feel like I'm bragging. I'm not meaning to do that at all, but this is my favorite. I love this kind, because I can get it at Costco in this giant box and it's a way better price. If you find it at your grocery store, you're going to get it in a little box and it's just so expensive. So this is a really, really great one. It has 11 grams of fiber and 23 grams of protein, which is wild. That's a lot of protein. My kids also like this one, so that's a huge win. But I also have this one that I've most recently discovered. I bought it at Costco here in Canada. So my ladies in the States, I'm not 100% sure that you guys have it. But you guys have everything that we don't. So it would shock me. Excuse me, hon, I'm talking right now. You can't cut me off like that, okay? 6 feet. This one's a great option too, and it has 22 grams of protein and 10 grams of fiber. So both of these are delicious. It doesn't matter what you're making for a pasta salad. I do recommend something more like tuberous like this or spiral. It just is a better texture.
Aaron, what brands are those? Because the red lentil pasta that I got has 14 grams of protein, and that's pretty pathetic.
Yeah, it is. So this one is made by Felicia.
So probably Canadian.
Felicia, I don't know. It's set designed in Italy. It doesn't say.
The other one that you have, the chickpea pasta, looks like it's. Oh, I thought maybe it was from Whole Foods, but it's just got a lot more protein, like double what I have.
Yeah.
So
okay, interesting.
Very.
Buy chickpea.
Okay, I will definitely keep my eyes peeled then for something with more protein. That's kind of depressing. Thanks.
I'm in the US and got the chickpea rotini from Aldi, and it's 19 grams. So I don't know if you have an Aldi.
I do, but I just went to Wegmans. Wasn't thinking about Aldi. I went there for other things, but not the pasta.
I have this one. It's Banza, 20 grams of protein.
Amazing. Oh, that's good. Where did you get that?
This was from Stop and Shop.
I get it at Costco.
Oh, you do? Okay.
I guess I win for
quickly...
the.
Oh, go ahead. I just quickly Googled the Felicia pasta, and on their website, it's felicia.it, and the contact information is Italy.
Okay.
It may even have been one of those like Costco flukes. You know what I mean? You go there once and you get it and then you never see it again. And that's my biggest gripe with Costco is that they're so inconsistent like that. But it's such a win for me. And I love the flavor of it. And it's such a big box. All right. So I'm just currently giving my station a quick wipe down here because it's kind of messy. And then I'm going to start chopping my veggies for our pasta salad. so you can do really anything that you want in this pasta salad. I'm gonna do how it is on the recipe guide. So I'm gonna do cucumbers, grape tomatoes. I'm gonna do, I have these peppers. I'm gonna do some of these. And then obviously the parsley and feta as well. So, but like I said, veggies are free. So if you want to throw in celery, red onion, olives, like you do you. The world is your oyster. When I'm gonna just take it like back to basics here, but when we're chopping veggies for a pasta salad, I think smaller is better personally. So I'm gonna chop my cucumber down lengthwise, and then I'm gonna quarter the pieces, just because I feel like if you have like a piece of pasta and then a giant piece of cucumber in your mouth, that's gross. So I'll show you what I mean. I tilt my camera. Once down the middle, and then I turn it, and then once again down the middle, and then I'm just gonna chop.
Aaron, just going back, what was the recommendation for the Shakeology for this? Because I am definitely using my Snickerdoodle.
Oh yeah, good. I put 2 scoops in.
Okay, that's what I thought, but I just wanted to verify.
Yeah, two should be plenty, and it like honestly made it smell like a chai latte in a bowl.
Also, is that the amount of cucumber we should use for this?
Yeah,
Or what-
I had 3/4 of a cucumber, so I'm
Okay.
using that up, but you can use a full one if you want to. I already chopped this one, Finley, but you can chop the peppers if you want. No problem.
Erin, which Shakeology flavor did you say that you used?
I use on the regular, my favorite is vanilla.
Yep.
No, it's just a red pepper. I use the vegan vanilla, and I like that one because it's the most versatile. You can put it in anything and everything, and you know, you can make it chocolatey if you want by adding cocoa powder, or you can make it fruity. I also do like a green smoothie with it, and that's really the only flavor that you can do a green smoothie with.
Okay.
And so I love that one. And I also do Snickerdoodle because the baking with Snickerdoodle is really good. In
Okay.
our group, under a fresh start, under the featured section, do it on the cutting board, okay? In the featured section, there's a recipe guide with 40 different ways you can use your Shakeology, broken down into flavors. I don't know that the chocolate one is in there, but the vanilla and the Snickerdoodle definitely are. And some of the treats are just insane. You would swear they were like loaded with refined sugar, and it's just the Shakeology in there. So I love here. You know what? I'm going to show you how to do that.
And that's under the featured tab on our.
Yeah, it's right at the top.
What I'm doing.
Okay, just don't smush it down so much because then it'll be kind of yucky.
I don't like that.
Right.
I don't like this part.
Okay.
Not the bottom?
You can keep that part actually.
Why?
So I've chopped my cucumbers and I've added them all to a big bowl. My water is, I think, boiling.
Like this, Mama?
Yeah. Finley is chopping some peppers for me. And then when I get my tomatoes out, I'll show you guys how I'm chopping those.
Will we wash these? On the floor.
Oh, that's okay.
That's
I'm
not
going
enough.
to quarter my tomatoes as well. Mine are pretty big. And so I've just chopped it into like 4 little pieces, and I'm going to add those to the bowl. I'm using these. If you ever see these in your store, if you haven't bought them before, they're called mini mixers, but I've seen them be called a ton of different things. It's the pack that has them in all different shapes and colors. These are the sweetest little tomatoes you will ever have in your life. There's nothing like, I love tomatoes so much, and there's nothing worse than when you get them and they're not sweet. These are, I've also seen them called like Ontario sweets. But if you could ever find them, they're the tri-colored ones are my fave by far. And they also look pretty in your recipe because
I don't like
there's so
green
many
peppers,
colors.
Mama.
Well, that's kind of like a yellow pepper turning red.
Aaron, so you're quartering these?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
well,
really want
it's-
the
it's
star of the
expensive.
show to be the veggies, so you can just like go to town here and add as much as you want.
Wanna know what I do if it's too hard to cut?
You just press down.
Yeah.
Oh, good job. You could even add to this sun-dried tomatoes if you like them. I know a lot of people have strong feelings about them. I personally love them. You could add that. I think black olives would be a win in this Kalamata if you have them. Do you want me to add some black olives?
Yeah.
I did not put them in the recipe because
What are we making?
they're so hated by people. We're making a pasta salad right now. It's gonna be a veggie loaded.
Can you
lots of
know
garlic
that
chicken.
green peppers?
Okay, I won't add the green pepper.
None of us like it.
Yeah, I don't like it either.
What's the point of adding green peppers if you don't like them?
Well, it's the one veggie I don't like. Oh, but that's actually very sweet. Try that. Mmm. It's super, super sweet. Mmm. Isn't that good?
Got it.
Have you seen? I've never bought these before, but it was a bag of these long ones. And I think they're cute in recipes because they're little rings. But they came with like a whole bunch of red, yellow, and then this green one. We don't eat green peppers in this family. That's like a rule, but this is the sweetest thing I've ever tasted just now. So if you ever see them in your store, try them out. I really encourage you to be brave with your produce, especially if you're on to be mindset, because it's going to get really boring eating the same veggies over and over and over again. I know, like growing up, we were just like a broccoli and cauliflower family. I know. If we didn't try, we would have never known, right?
Yeah, that's why you try everything.
I know. Try everything once, and if you hate it, you never have to have it again. But at least
Just
you
like
can say
bacon
you
on
tried.
pizza, I tried it. I hate it.
Yeah, I'm not a bacon fan.
Bacon on pizza, come on. Like it's just not meant to be there.
That's how I feel about chicken on pizza. It's also not meant to be there.
Like, chicken on pizza?
Unless it has like a pesto sauce on it. Then
Yes,
it's approved. Then it's approved.
Yes.
Right.
But just chicken normally, it's like cheese, it's like melted cheese on chicken. That sounds good, but like with tomato sauce and yeah, just
Mm.
grosses me
Chicken
out.
Parmesan has that. We like chicken parm.
Well, yeah, but like
Different.
yeah, it's not on bread. That is as close as it.
Yeah. How's everyone doing with your chopping?
Good.
Good?
Good.
Good. So I have like a big, huge salad bowl here, and it's like a quarter of the way full, in case you guys are wondering what mine looks like. I think we're pretty good here. I'm gonna go ahead and add, actually, can you get me the other tomatoes, please? I don't think I have enough tomatoes in this.
Where are they?
On the counter beside the blender. I have this jar of sliced Kalamata olives. I'm gonna go ahead and add like a good old couple
Nice. Thank you.
tablespoons because my little lady asked me to. If you have some in your fridge that you want to add, feel free. Like I said,
I know who's a 7-year-old that likes olives.
the 7-year-old loves her olives.
And mushrooms.
Yeah.
Because I'm a seafood girl too.
Yeah.
Do
Good
I?
taste.
Second sweetest tomatoes are Heroes. I don't know if you guys have these. These are delicious. They're so good.
Can I try one?
Yeah, let me clean them real quick.
That is not how you spell hero.
I know. This is the name of a company.
Erin, do you keep your dates in the refrigerator?
My date?
No.
No. No, I keep my dates in a Ziploc bag in my pantry because if you keep them in whatever they came in, they're going to dry out. And even in a Ziploc bag, they might still dry out. And if that ever happens and you're using dry dates in your recipe, that's not good. So you can soak them in hot water for 10 minutes and then they soften right up. Sorry. But I definitely found oh my gosh, that's a good tomato. Since storing them in a Ziploc bag, they stay fresher a lot longer. Okay, so my water is boiling and I'm gonna get my pasta on the stove. If yours is boiling too, you can please proceed to that step. Like any good home chef, the first thing that we do to what we do before we add our
Why are we
pasta
talking about dates?
is salt the water, because we added dates to our breakfast, remember?
Oh.
So I'm gonna add some Himalayan sea salt to my water, and then I'm gonna add my pasta.
How much parsley should I chop?
I always say a big handful,
Yeah.
whatever that means to you. I love parsley. I think that especially because we're making a dressing here that's not really a cream based dressing, the parsley is going to add so much flavor to your meal. So go ahead, grab a big handful of it and chop away. I love it. If you don't like it, maybe go half a cup, quarter of a cup, but I'm going to do at least a cup in my recipe. I know.
Can I have
And then no, you can't. For the pasta, I put 10 ounces of pasta. If you're following Portion Fix and you're on this call or you're watching the recording, I would personally measure your pasta out with your yellow container so you know how much you're using for the whole entire recipe. And that way you can track it properly when you're having a portion of this, okay? So that's what we're doing anytime we're doing a Portion Fix recipe. You use the containers for every single amount of ingredients and then divide it by how many servings are in this. So if this is 4 servings and you've used 8 yellow containers, divide 8 by 4 servings, and then that you have your total yellow count or yellow container count per serving.
I think we might finish these today.
They're good.
They are. You need to try these. The annoying thing about these tomatoes is that once you start eating them, they're too good, so you can't stop.
Well, you can have all the tomatoes.
I had to get an extra pint at the farmer's market just because they were so good.
So sweet this time of year. Hey Siri. There she is. Hey Siri, set the timer for 8 minutes.
800 minutes.
Compute Siri, please. Okay, I've added my pasta. My veggies are done. Now we want to start thinking about our chicken. Like I said before, I put in here that we were going to do it on the in a frying pan, but I like to start it in the frying pan, brown it on each side, and then finish it off in the oven. You can do it any way you want, but I'm going to take mine out and start to season it. Oh, what is it?
It was the one that earlier that Daddy killed.
Shoot. My husband thought he was being sweet today, and he went outside to our garden and trimmed a bunch of hydrangea that were like kind of knocking each other over, and he made a big bouquet, and he was coming in here to like put it in a vase for me so I would come down to the kitchen and it would be all beautiful. And it was very, very gorgeous. But then all of a sudden I looked in the bouquet and there was a beetle, an earwig, a spider, a ladybug, and then another like yellow bug with a black stripe down its back that I've never seen. And I was like, and it was like 10 minutes before I was supposed to come on here and meet you guys. So we're still like finding bugs crawling around the house right now. So his little sweet gesture really backfired on all of us.
Quick question. I've never cooked with chickpea. It's done. I've rinsed it in cold. Should I drizzle something on it before we get to the dressing, or?
Gosh, good for you. You can drizzle a little bit of extra virgin olive oil if you want on it, just so that it doesn't stick.
Yeah. Okay.
So if
Thank
you're
you.
ever making pasta of any kind and you're worried about that happening, you can always reserve a cup of the pasta water and then drizzle that on top of it once it's ready, and then it won't stick as well. Totally optional. I'm reading / listening to the book called Genius Foods right now by Max Lugavere, and he is incredible. I love him. But I'm really interested in brain health and how our diet plays into our brain health, because my dad died of Alzheimer's about 1.5 years ago. And my grandma had dementia, and you know, it's just one of those things that I think a lot of us worry about when we have a history of it in the family. So I've been reading a lot about how we can prevent that through our diet. And the first thing that he's talking about in the book is extra virgin olive oil, which is incredible. Just give me 1 second. My kids are back. Anyway, so he's talking about extra virgin olive oil and how he's coming in to help you, buddy, and how it is one of the contributing genius foods and helps support our brain, and that one of the regions of the world with the lowest Alzheimer's and dementia happens to be the Mediterranean, right? And the Mediterranean diet is primarily composed of olive oil, extra virgin, really, really, really high quality, right? There is a difference in quality. And so I just found that so interesting because we have so much fear mongering out there in our world that's like, don't eat olive oil, or like, don't do this, don't do that. That's something that we've heard a lot. And in fact, if we're thinking about brain health, it is an important thing to be eating. Okay, so if you've seen the instructions, we're going to start to make our dressing. I know that I had forgotten Dijon on the ingredients list, so I know that there's a few people in here who don't have it, and that's going to be totally fine. I changed this recipe at the last minute to make it a little bit more flavorful, but it's still going to be so good without it, so do not fret. But you can go ahead and start mixing the ingredients in a bowl for your dressing. What I have done is put out my chicken breast on a cutting board, and I'm going to season them with salt and pepper and some oregano as well. Oregano, oh, just threw my salt shaker at you guys. Oregano is that spice that we want in all things Mediterranean or Greek inspired. So I like to use quite a liberal amount, but start off with a teaspoon and go from there. See how that works for you guys.
The parsley is going to go in the pasta salad, right?
Yeah.
Like I can mix it all on the same board. Okay.
Yeah.
How long will this salad last in the fridge?
Up to 4 days.
Oh, okay, great.
If you're working with chickpea pasta for the first time, I always cook it a little bit less than the package instructions calls for, just because I don't want it to be soggy. And I find it's one of those things that goes from like really, really good to soggy in like a second. So just be mindful of that. Watch yours. If it's on if it's in the pot right now cooking, just be watching it. Especially in a pasta salad too, because it's going to be sitting and marinating all week long. So we don't want to have it be overcooked.
How many chicken breasts is that? Is that like 3 maybe?
I'm
Big ones?
making 4. Normally, yes, 3, and then you'll slice it up and divide that amongst your 4 bowls. I'm making 4 because I'm going to share this with my husband, and he loves the protein. So I'm making
Okay.
yeah.
So for the pasta, like my box of pasta was like 14 ounces, but I go ahead and make it because my youngest will just eat like noodles. Should I measure out 10 ounces of pasta to put in there, or how do you suggest?
I would go maybe two cups, and then in each serving you'll have about a quarter or a half a cup of pasta per serving. Mm-hmm.
So what are your thoughts on avocado oil?
I love avocado oil so much. I use that in a ton of my cooking as well. And I've swapped out my cooking spray for the Chosen Foods avocado spray. So if you buy cooking spray, which I use a lot, because like I'll find, for example, if I'm using something in the air fryer, if I drizzle oil on top of it, I'll use too much. But with this, I can give it just a quick spritz and I'm actually cutting out the amount that I'm using. But this one is one of the only ones that I found that's 100% pure avocado oil. The other ones, I know Pam has an avocado oil brand, but if you look at the ingredients in the Pam version, there's still canola oil. And that's something that we don't want to be eating. And he talks a lot about that in Genius Foods. If you guys want to read along with me, it's so incredibly fascinating. But this is pure avocado oil and I absolutely love it. So I use that and I kind of change avocado for olive. So yeah, but I'm not afraid of either of those, that's for sure. Oops, my timer has been going off and I didn't even realize. Excuse me, buddy. Because you're gonna get those pots. That's very, very, very dirty person.
But some people have that.
Yeah, I think it's very, very, very dirty. That's been in my hair. Mhm.
No. Mama, you just started water.
Is anybody frying their chicken yet? I just want to confirm I'm not behind.
No,
I'm not.
I'm not.
Okay, thank you.
I'm way behind and that's okay, but holy moly, 2 pints of tomatoes is a lot when you didn't buy a pint. I bought bigger containers and now I have to figure them out. That's a lot of tomatoes, guys.
So if you haven't added them all to your recipe, you can save some and then make a pico de gallo. You could make a salsa. You can just put them in a container separate if you find it's too much and use them in your salads or use them at
Oh,
dinner.
I love tomatoes. I just didn't realize how much 2 pints of tomatoes was.
I still feel like I don't have enough tomatoes in mine. I'm like under on that for some reason.
Well, Google says the conversion for pints is 1,100 grams.
Okay. So what I was
Tomatoes.
thinking was like they come in the ones that are like this big. You know what I mean? It's like the standard. Maybe I got my
Well,
word.
I bought dry quartz, so I'm doing the conversion.
Okay.
Hey, little miss. Shushy. My little dog is getting a little bit rambunctious, so I'm going to go back to mute.
All right. So oh, gross. My red wine vinegar is gone on me. So my red wine vinegar has gone bad. So I have to pivot. I'm going to use white wine instead of this recipe. If you have done all your steps and you want to move on to start cooking your chicken just to save yourself on time, please feel free. Go ahead and preheat your pan. I don't do anything on high heat because that's a really easy way to burn it and to overcook it. So medium max, start preheating, and then you can start cooking your chicken. You can do that just in olive oil if you've pre-seasoned your chicken. And then you can start cooking your chicken. Sorry, I have an echo on my end for myself. Or you can drizzle a little bit of the sauce on top of your chicken and on my end. Get in that.
Hey Aaron, am I reading that I'm cutting up a bell pepper into my dressing? So do you put that
into your pasta?
Into my pasta?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Now that's what's in it. What do you have to? Mustard.
So what we're gonna do is you can do a couple different things. I personally keep my chicken separate. I find sometimes if you put it in the actual recipe and like pre-portion it, you put it taste. So I'm gonna keep mine separate. After I cook the chicken, I'm just gonna keep it on its own and then add it on top of the pasta when I'm ready to serve. The option is totally yours, whatever you want to do. But what I'm going to go ahead and do right now while the chicken is cooking is mix my sauce in with my pasta and really get that marinating and get the flavors to be kind of set free. I didn't think mine would be very good because red wine vinegar is really my favorite, but this is actually turning out to be pretty tasty, I'm thinking. Anytime, I don't know if you guys saw my cookbook. If you have it, there's a dressings and dips section at the back. And that is my lifeline. One of the things that I did give up on this journey has been buying salad dressings. You can definitely find out there's some really good ones, in the organic section that are delicious and good for you. But for the most part, they're made with a lot of sugar, or they're made with canola oil or just things that I personally don't want to eat anymore. So this has been an amazing kind of learning for me was learning to make my own salad dressings, and they're so easy. They're so easy. Another thing that I started doing for convenience sake, I buy the squeeze bottles of like every spice. I know if you were on with me last time, we were making egg roll in a bowl. I had the ginger and the garlic. In my sauce for this, I'm putting the squeezed garlic because it's just so much easier. Fresh garlic is always going to be better. It's always going to taste better, but this is about like kind of being fast. So I can't be bothered with that right now.
So how long do you fry up your chicken strips?
Like if they're already pre-cut into strips, just until they're cooked, like not long. Haven't cut mine through, so I'm gonna do about 5 minutes per side because mine are super thick. But you do not want to overcook because I'm gonna finish mine in the oven. So until there's no more pink, if they're in strips, it's like my kind of rule of thumb.
And then what do you do? Just put on a sheet, like pan?
Yeah.
Okay.
So Erin, I'm so sorry, but my computer will not reload. Like I had it plugged in, but apparently even being plugged in is not enough power for it. And so I can't see the ingredients list on my phone since I'm logged in my phone now.
No problem.
I have the lemon and I have the garlic, but I don't know the amounts next.
So I had a big lemon, so I did the juice of 1 full lemon.
Okay, I got that.
Yeah, if they're smaller, go like a lemon and a half.
Yeah.
And what was the other one that you needed?
No. I already have lemon and I already have garlic.
Oh, okay.
So how much Dijon?
For Dijon, 1.5 tablespoons.
Okay.
I did like a really big squeeze. Like I said, I'm never measuring and that's a real problem for me. PS, I just tasted this and it's already tasting so good. So good. The white wine vinegar was a win. In case you're ever like me and your red wine goes chunky on you, you can use white wine too. Yeah.
Thank gosh, said that. Mine went bad and I was like, please let white wine be okay.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I just dumped it out and it had chunks in it. It was the grossest thing I've ever seen. So yeah, the white wine is a very big win.
And then how much red wine vinegar?
You can use 3 tablespoons.
Yum is all I have to say.
Have you tasted it?
Yes, so good.
Yay! The feta is gonna make it even better. I love doing this, ladies. I'm so thankful that you're all here. This is really fun. And like the colors in this are just beautiful. It's like so.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh, of
Yeah,
course.
sure. This is amazing.
I'm so glad.
I was saying to my husband when we were grocery shopping, I said, I finally feel like, you know, spending money on groceries, I feel like I'm putting them to like, you know, you have all these intentions when you find recipes, you buy all these ingredients and bring them home and then you do nothing with them and you wind up throwing them out.
Yeah.
Like there's purpose here today. You buy them fresh, you use them and you have them all made, you make one mess.
That's it. How many people here have ever bought a thing of mixed greens and tossed it in the bin without ever eating it? Like so many times.
How many hundreds of
and then you do it again the next week because you have the best intentions. You're like, I'm going to make something with this. And then the week just gets away from you and you don't. And like my number one biggest annoyance as a family of 5 is wasting money. Like we just don't have the money to be burning on throwing out groceries. So making a plan is a way that you are going to ensure you're using all of what you're buying.
Yep, absolutely.
This is a real lifesaver for me this week because I'm solo parenting, and when my husband's away, I hate cooking. I really, really despise it. And my children can cook, but they're not old enough to do the whole family meal. So this is epic for me this week. It's a win.
So glad.
So thank you again.
Of course.
It's like the best word, epic. Yep.
Yay, you guys are warming my heart.
No, seriously, you're so good.
Thank you.
Really are.
I'm gonna season mine with a
Bad
little bit more.
because I don't want to share it with my husband. I'm like, I just want it all.
You don't have to share. You can be like, this is my food. Just for me.
Okay.
So I seasoned mine with a little bit more fresh cracked pepper and sea salt, but I didn't go crazy on the salt because the feta is a very salty cheese. So you want to add that in and then taste before you're going to add too much more seasoning, just to see what you might need. You might find you need more lemon juice. You might find you need more parsley. You might find you need more salt. So let's make sure that we always finish our dish and sample before we're ever seasoning. My dad was a big salt lover and my mother-in-law is the same. She loves to season her food. And I always notice they season as soon as they sit. And I'm like, no, you need to try as soon as you sit, then season to taste, just to make sure we're not over salting our food.
This is amazing. Oh my God.
Did you try it?
It is so good. Oh my God.
High in protein, high in fiber, hits all the boxes. So it's my goal to show you guys that eating healthy can be so stinking delicious. Okay, my turn.
So good.
It's so good. It's so good. And you know what? If you were hosting or going to a barbecue, you could just bring this. And then you know you have a 2B and Portion Fix approved dish for yourself to enjoy. And it's also going to be a crowd pleaser. So such a win. I'm going to go a little heavy on the feta because I am not afraid. And it just makes everything taste so much better. Ladies, and then when you're done, you can start to portion those. Even if your chicken is not complete, that's fine. You can go ahead and just portion the pasta salad off into your portion containers. And then when the chicken's done, you can put that separate and then at least that's ready. And then you'll just be able to put it on your dish when you go to eat it tomorrow or today, even for lunch.
When do you add the dressing to the pasta salad?
So I have already added mine. I have added everything to mine already.
Great.
The dressing's added in. My parsley is added. My feta is added. I've seasoned it to taste. If you look at the bottom of your bowl too, the dressing will sink. So make sure that you're really tossing it very, very well. You know, sun-dried tomatoes would be really good in this. If you guys like them and have them in your house, go for it. It would be so good.
The rice and quinoa has actually worked really well.
What's that?
The rice and the quinoa.
Did it work?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
It's amazing.
That's a 4 portion.
This is 4.
See.
Do you think it's a lot or a little?
Yeah, they're like a nice hefty portion.
Yeah. Like I said, volumeter over here. I need a lot of food because I'm not
I think my husband's gonna steal this for sure.
That's the goal. My husband wants me to put out a cookbook that's called, what is it called, babe? Cooking. It's basically, so my husband was diagnosed with high cholesterol and I brought him on a journey of food and healed his cholesterol through cooking. Because he has always been like the hamburger guy. He like loves his like fried greasy foods. I see some hands raised as well. You can relate. And yeah, now his cholesterol levels are perfect. And he is like a Aaron food believer. But he wants me to release a cookbook called like Cooking for Your Husband. And it's like an attempt to cook for your spouse in a way that makes them eat healthy without them knowing it.
Yes.
I think you already did that.
Yeah, well, that's good, right? But like specifically a cholesterol lowering.
Specifically, yeah. Oh,
cookbook.
yeah. The peaches and cream overnight oats is a hit here. We have that.
I love that one. I just bought a whole thing of peaches today, fresh peaches, before they stop being in season, and I'm gonna go nuts with them this week. Okay, I'm portioned out here and I'm looking good. Are you hungry, babe? Do you want one of these? Okay. The only problem is I need like a live-in housekeeper to clean up after me because I'm not doing a good job of that. My husband says you have one because he's the guy that's always cleaning up my mess. God love him. He's the best. Oh shoot. My Tupperware just broke.
Okay, now I need my first sleep.
Did you put the pasta in, Aaron?
My pasta,
Mhm.
I have these little Snapware jars.
Okay.
They look like this. That's what mine
Okay.
are going.
And for the chicken, it's, I think it's done sauteing both sides for 5 minutes. You put that in for 375 just on a cooking sheet?
Yeah.
Okay.
And that it's gonna go in for like 10 minutes max. Like it's not a long cook. Because it's mostly cooked through. We just want to finish it off.
Another fridge. Okay.
Yes, I can. Yeah. Okay, we're a little bit behind because I've been really chatty. But what we're gonna do is we're not actually gonna build all of the taco salad because that would be gross. It would be soggy, but we're gonna cook that beef and have that sectioned off. And then we're washing our produce for that dish so that when dinner time comes, you've already got it all ready to go. You just need to heat it up. So that's what we're gonna do. So we're not too behind. We're doing okay for time here, but that's what we're gonna do. Because otherwise your salad would be soggy and that would be not nice.
Okay,
I have a taste tester of that salad.
it's excellent.
Oh yeah.
Good
So
stuff.
good. That's awesome. Thank you for being our tester.
That's really good,
Good.
really good. Keep up the good work, guys.
Oh, thanks. That's so nice.
He put it in his mouth and he's like, wow. He goes, that's really good.
I feel like I need more cucumber. I have so many tomatoes.
Okay, so is everyone good here? Have we finished our salads? Okay, cool. So we're gonna move on and just do our beef, and then we're gonna make sure that we have those veggies. 1 second, okay, buddy? Yeah, we're gonna make sure that our veggies are clean. So you should have your grape tomatoes left over from the salad. You should have green onions, making sure that those are already washed. Romaine, making sure that you're washing that because that is really one of the ones that like traps pesticides and bugs really easily. So making sure that that's all washed, chopped, ready to go and portioned off. If I'm personally making this dish for my family, I'm serving them tacos. I also recently found these that I absolutely have to share with you. If you didn't see my story the other day, these are the Siete taco shells. They have changed my life. Okay, they're not corn. They're made out of cassava flour, cassava starch, avocado oil, pumpkin seed meal, pumpkin powder, psyllium husk, and sea salt. They're a healthy, stinking taco shell. So if you want to have tacos at lunch, ladies, and you can find something like this, absolutely all the power to you. But if you're following 2B, we're not having carbohydrates at dinner. And so we're going to omit the chips in the salad. Okay. If this is a lunchtime affair for you, fire away with the chips. I'm personally going to omit them.
So Erin, for the chips that you laid out or suggested, this is what I bought. Is that where you was?
Yeah,
this what you bought?
yeah. Those are perfect. Guess what? Twinsies. These are great. These are great. Actually, you know what? These are cassava blend as well. It's the exact same ingredients in these as are the taco shells. So maybe you're not following 2B. Oh, you got them too. Yay. Have them. Or even have them. If it's going to bring you joy in your life to have a couple little chips to give you some crunch in your salad, have the chips.
Yeah.
You know, it's one of those questions I ask myself, like, can I control myself around this item? If the answer is yes, I will include it. If the answer is no, I'm not even bringing it in the house in the first place. And personally, healthy corn chips have never been my problem. Like I said, for me, that's sweets. And it's also like stuffed pasta. I can't control myself around things like tortellini. It's the weirdest thing. All right. So when we buy pre-made taco kits, that is like kind of garbagey. I hate to label food as good and bad, but I'm going to just call a spade a spade. We're all here because we want to be healthier. There is some food that has absolutely no nutritional purpose in it whatsoever. And when we're buying a lot of those prepackaged taco kits, which I have always fed my family, the sodium content in that is like 40%. So if it's 15% or less, it's a little. If it's more than 15%, it's a lot. And in those prepackaged taco seasoning kits, it's a lot. So we just want to be really mindful of that. And that's why I love to make my own. I personally don't measure because I think that the spices that I've included in here are so good when combined, you really can't go wrong. So I do a big sprinkle of cumin, a big sprinkle of paprika, garlic, chili powder, crushed red pepper flakes. If you have kids, please go easy on that or they won't eat it and then your whole dinner will be ruined. A little bit of oregano, onion powder, and salt and pepper. I just throw it all in. If you are somebody who's like, Erin, I just can't do that. It makes me super uncomfortable. Start with about a half teaspoon of each and then work your way up. Okay. So things like the cumin and the paprika is what's going to give it the color that you want. So I would go maybe a little heavier on those, a teaspoon, and then half of everything else. But like I said, just measuring with your heart is something that I want you to get comfortable doing because it's empowering, right? And if it sucks, it sucks. And then you know for next time, but you really can't go wrong here. So what we're going to do is we're going to get that taco beef on the stove and start seasoning it with what we want to do is cook it down first so that the pink starts to go away. And then we're going to strain it because it has a lot of grease in it. And then we'll go from there. We're going to add some water to it. And then we're going to add the seasoning as well.
Hey, Mama. What? One.
The difference between the two eating nutrition programs. Erin?
What is the difference?
Yeah, I noticed you said portion control and then the other one is unlimited or 2B unlimited.
Yeah. So 2B Mindset is a plating system. So she offers us guidelines to follow on building our plate. So we're not tracking calories. We're not counting calories. We're not measuring anything. It's all an eyeball system where we follow our intuition to build a plate according to the guidelines she sets out for us. So for example, I know that my breakfast is 50% fiber-filled carbohydrates, 50% protein. However, I do that is up to me. So we know today we've got the fiber-filled carbs because those are our oats that we have. And then we have our protein. which is the Greek yogurt, the protein powder, right? So that's a perfectly plated breakfast. But you could also have something like eggs and toast. Your eggs are your protein, your toast is your fiber-filled carb. So there's really any number of ways that you can build your breakfast. Lunch, for example, is 50% veggies, 25% protein, 25% fiber-filled carb. So a beautiful salad like we're making right now with some of these chips in it is perfect because you're covering all the bases. And the beautiful thing about this program is you can build it according to your own level of hunger. So I know for me, I like a lot of food. So I'm going to build my plates to be the size that I feel will fill me. But maybe you aren't somebody who likes big meals, and that's okay too. You could make a smoothie, and the smoothie would be a perfectly plated lunch for you. Right? Sorry, I'm hearing somebody speaking. Portion control, portion fix comes with a series of color-coded containers. This is carbohydrates, this is fruit, this is healthy fats, and we also have veggies and protein. And it calculates a formula of how many calories you should eat per day based on your body weight and your goals and your activity level. And then it tells you how many of these containers you need to be eating every single day. So there's no room for deviation. There's no room for following your intuition. It's telling you exactly what you need to do. And those who follow it to a T have incredible success. I did that program for 3 years and absolutely loved it, and it gave me incredible results. But today I have a really good foundation of nutrition and food and what my body needs. So I moved on to 2B Mindset, and it's incredibly liberating because we just have more choice. The idea with 2B is that we eat our food, we track it in our 2B Mindset tracker, and then we weigh ourselves the next morning and we see how that food impacted our body the day before. And the cool thing is we learn, like, for example, we learn what we have reactions to and what we don't. So you might have had an incredible day of eating, but something in there caused your body to have an inflammatory response and the scale goes up. And when we're tracking what we're eating every single day, we gain that knowledge of what our body likes and what our body doesn't like. So there's a girl named Koo, she's on our accountability calls, who learned every time she eats salmon, the scale jumps 5 pounds. Salmon is a delicious, healthy food for us. It's a great choice, but for her, that's an inflammatory food, and that's how her body responds to the salmon. So is she going to continue to eat it? Yes, but at least now she knows she's not actually gaining 5 pounds. That's just what the scale is showing. So it's a really great program, and the tool, like just the knowledge that it empowers you with about what your body is doing is really, really, really rewarding. On that program, I learned that I cannot have flax at all, not even a little bit. If it's in a little bit, like a tiny little speck of flaxseed in my foods, my stomach blows up and I'm in debilitating pain. And I never knew why that was happening, but I used my tracker and I figured it out. And now I know. And now I know how to read my labels to make sure that I'm not accidentally eating that food.
Yeah, I like to eat a lot of food too.
Yeah. So if you're eating a lot of food, definitely, I mean, portion fix, depending on what plan you're given, can still be a lot of food. Like some people are like, do I actually have to eat all this? And I'm like, yes, or it's not going to work. Because the beauty with portion fix is that it's teaching you what you need to properly fuel your body so that your metabolism can kick into high gear and then you lose weight. Because what we often do as women is undereat throughout the day. We're busy. We didn't prepare anything. We're on the go. We're fueling ourselves with coffee and energize. And then we're like, well, shit, I have nothing to eat. And then it's 5 p.m. and we're going to overeat everything that we see in the kitchen. And then we're going to go to bed. So portion fix.
You said for yourself, you're going to have the oatmeal and then you're going to have like eggs with that?
Yeah.
Like how many eggs would you have?
2. And I'll mix it with some cottage cheese and spinach.
Oh.
And I'll be like really full from that.
Yeah. And then do you have a snack? You have lunch, you have a snack, and you have dinner?
Normally, if I'm eating big meals like that are prepped, I'm not going to have a snack in the morning. I will have breakfast, lunch, my shake, and then dinner. And then maybe a little dessert and then done.
Aaron, how much cottage cheese? Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
Is your shake your afternoon?
You go first.
Yes, my shake is my afternoon snack. Every
But
day.
is it,
Sorry.
is it just Shakeology and water, or do you add anything to it?
No, never just Shakeology and water. That's gross. It will not be delicious. I do almond milk, half of a banana, ice, Shakeology, and depending on the flavor, either some berries or some peanut butter. But never just water. That's yucky.
Okay. That's sort of what I'm doing for my breakfast right now.
Perfect.
Just because I struggle with how to fit things in.
Yeah, so that's a great option then if you're struggling to get things in. A smoothie can have everything in it, right? From the protein to the fruit or the fiber-filled carbs. Even, you know, if you want to put chia seeds in there or hemp hearts, great options.
Erin, where should we be right now? I don't know if I'm ahead or behind or.
Everyone should be working on their beef. So what we're going to be doing is sauteing our taco meat. And if you don't like beef, you can do turkey or you can do ground chicken. You can do whatever you like. And we're going to be sauteing that. And then once it's almost no longer pink, we're going to drain the oil out of it. There's a ton of grease. So get rid of that. Return it to the stove, and we're going to add the water and our taco seasoning and then let that cook down for a while on a simmer. So just above low heat.
Okay. And as far as a bunch of scallion, the small bunch, is that the bunch that you get at the store, like all of it?
All of it, depending on the size. This is my bunch and it's a big one, so I'll probably use half.
Okay.
But I find when I'm eating stuff like this that's super fragrant and super flavorful, it somehow makes me feel full.
Okay.
I don't understand the science behind it, but anytime I'm eating onions, I don't know, it just makes me feel like I'm fuller longer. So I use them very liberally, but you go ahead and assess however much you want to use for yourself.
Okay.
But this is like something so great to just have and sprinkle on anything.
Yeah.
Erin, is this going to be rewatchable? I'm so far behind from the dishwasher escapades that.
Sorry, I was on mute. I'm recording this, so you'll be able to follow along.
Okay. Yeah, I'm way behind.
When I am doing meal prep like this, I really like to get excited about it. So I always have like a water that I just spilled all over my counter. Some sort of like fun bubbly water or like a good latte or a cup of tea. I have a candle going here to just like set the atmosphere of my kitchen so that it's like a nice environment. And just kind of take the aspect of this being work out of it. Right? Like this is fun. And for me, like it never used to be. I had to teach myself for it to be fun. But when your environment is nice, it makes it feel more like, for me, meditation or therapy than anything else. So just like set your scene, you know, get yourself a good drink or good snack, good playlist. if you have these chips in your local area, the churro ones are an incredible snack. They taste like cinnamon and sugar. They taste like a churro, but they're a chip. They are one of those things that's questionable about, like, can I control myself around this item? The answer is like, maybe not. So proceed with caution, but they're so good.
Can you show me the bag? I just was washing a dish and I missed it.
It's the Siete.
Oh, those ones. Yeah.
It's the same brand, but the
Okay.
bag is like a lighter purple, I think. I can't
Today.
I haven't seen them in a few weeks at my grocery store, I think, because they just get sold out so quickly.
Okay, done and done. I'll give it a go.
All right, how's everybody doing?
Just getting ready to drain my meat.
Perfect.
Now you mentioned on the spices that you use 1 teaspoon of 2 different ingredients. I didn't
Yeah,
catch
so
that.
the cumin
Yeah,
and paprika.
1 teaspoon. Okay.
One full teaspoon of each, maybe even a little bit more. And then
Okay.
everything else about a half teaspoon to start.
Okay. Thank you.
Karen, the chicken in the oven, what do you do with that? Like,
So when you take yours out, you can keep
Uh-huh.
it as it is to retain the juice inside of it and stay nice and fresh, and just put it in the fridge once it's cooled a little bit. Or you can go ahead and slice it all the way through if you haven't already done that. And then you can add it to the salad, or you can just keep it separate in a Tupperware container in your fridge.
okay.
I'm so happy I found you.
Me too.
Oh my God, I'm so happy. I keep saying it because I totally mean it.
You are not alone. We are
Oh,
all here together, and such a blessing.
yes, it is. Totally a blessing. 100%.
Finding your food mojo cooking is really important, because otherwise you end up doing just the same thing, getting bored, and then resenting it. And that's where I'm at as a mum of 2 teenagers, and they just want meatballs or chicken nuggets or something, and I'm just like, I don't want to cook that anymore.
Yep.
I'm actually doing extra beef. So on Tuesday night or Monday night, we can have family tacos. And I can add extra salad and guacamole and cheese and all of that lot that they can then build themselves, or they can make their own enchiladas. So
perfect.
Hello.
Hello, darling.
Hello, sir. Bye bye.
Take care.
I'm also making a whole bunch of extra. Instead of doing like 1 pound, I'm doing 2 pounds. And but I'm just gonna keep it in the fridge to throw together extra taco salads. I know that the noodles will probably be 1 meal for me and with the big family I have. And so we'll have taco salad for dinner tonight, but then also lunch through the week. And
Yeah, exactly. Even like make it into quesadillas, like for yourself. Even there's some great tortilla options out there. Or yes, my love. He woke up not feeling well, I think. He's whining. No. So what we're gonna do is get that beef simmering. Be right back.
How much water would you suggest?
I think she stepped away with the
Okay.
baby. Yeah.
No worries.
I think you just want enough of it so it is able to kind of boil up and combine all together.
Great. Thanks.
I think a traditional packet calls for 2/3 cup water, if I remember correctly. So just maybe start with 1/3 and go from there.
Yeah.
Yeah, honey.
What are you making?
I'm making taco salad for dinner.
I know how to.
You haven't eaten applesauce today?
No.
You can get one from the snack drawer.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Which programs are you ladies doing?
Workout programs?
Yeah, like which workouts?
I'm doing, tomorrow will be week 3 of the 21-day fix super block.
Uh-huh.
And before that, I did a really old program that I'm not even gonna name because I wouldn't recommend it to anybody.
Oh, okay.
And so this one I am doing now is only my second one. I started in July. And I really am loving the 21-day fix super block. I love it. It's great. It's so motivational. Like every day in my head as I'm going through the workout, I try to remember all her words of wisdom to like write down afterwards. And I've worked out too hard that I can't, but it's so motivating. It's awesome.
So is that like a weight training? What type of program? is that?
So it's, you can use light weights or no weights, whatever your capability level is. And there's a cardio day, an arm day, a leg day.
Core day.
Yeah.
She does a core day.
Oh, that sounds
Yeah.
all super 21?
Yeah, 21-day fix, super block. So there's 3 different ones. Erin could tell you more about them, but the original one was 21 days straight. And then there's yoga and Pilates in there as well.
They were your recovery day options. That was one of my first programs 4 years ago too.
Yeah. So, and then there's real time, I think is the second one, and then the super block. But Erin recommended the super block to me, and I don't regret starting it at all. I know that I've seen in the group that they're going to be starting Sure Thing, not next week, but the week after, right? I think is what I saw.
Yeah.
So my plan is to go to that.
Sure Thing is amazing.
What is it called?
It's called Sure Thing.
Sure Thing.
Sure Thing.
Is that with Megan?
Yes, it's with Megan, who I love her so much. She's like one of the sweetest people, probably the sweetest trainer we have. But her training style is incredibly effective. It combines strength with mobility. I feel like Body has really gravitated towards the mobility lately, which is incredible because we are all just, sitting at desks and so sedentary all day that we really need to work on that because it's just something that so many of us have lost over the years. But it's a great program. So the super block is coming out and that's what we're all going to be doing together. But the reason I like the 21-day fix super block is because of Autumn's motivation. She starts every class with a motivational saying. So like, progress versus perfection. And then she focuses on that throughout the entire 30 minutes. And like when Jen said, like motivational, like that, it doesn't even begin to scratch the surface. Like she is incredible. And I think she was the reason why this is what stuck for me. Just listening to her breathe life into us. Like it's something I needed so much to hear. Like you can do anything for 60 seconds, and she says it right when you feel like you need it the most. It's like, they just know exactly when you're about to
They're
give
like
up.
truth bombs, aren't they?
Yeah. And even like the truth bombs about like nutrition from her, like she does offer like a good dose of tough love, but in a way that is just so real. I find like you just need to hear it. And I actually got to meet her a couple times at corporate events that we've had with Body. And the first time I ever met her, I was pregnant with my 3rd baby. And I was like, by this point had gone through like a fit pregnancy. And I was really emotional because that's all I ever wanted, was to have a pregnancy where I didn't gain 100 pounds and like where I actually moved my body. And I got it. And I told her that, and I was like, you've completely changed my life. I get choked up every time I tell the story, but I was like, you changed my life. And she was like, Erin, you changed your own life. I just gave you a tool. And I was like, Yeah, because she's right. Like she showed me how, but I did it. I did all the work. You guys are doing all the work. You guys are here on a Sunday afternoon instead of sitting on your couch watching Netflix. You're prioritizing your health, right? Like these trainers definitely show us the way, but it's up to you. And I just thought like that was such a humble response from her. I have a lot of respect for her and a lot of love.
Yeah, I'm just starting out, so I'm confused on which program to start with. But I've been doing like weights, mostly weights and no cardio, only walking. So I just don't know like where to start.
So her other one, I think I was telling you about this one, is 4 weeks for everybody. Has anybody here done that one? Yeah, Marion, you have. Yeah, Mandy, you have. It's really good too.
I love it.
Yeah,
It's one of my favorites.
Okay.
But I'm also loving lava right now.
Me too.
I stopped it because I went away on holiday, but I'm back on it tomorrow, especially with all of this food prep. So yeah, I'm excited to get back on that. And I used to do something called Body Balance years ago, which is yoga, Pilates to music, and it reminds me of that a lot. But it's harder.
Sorry, which one was that? Which one was that one?
Lava.
Oh,
with Elise.
That's really hard.
It's
I
really
couldn't walk the next morning. I was like, I've been sampling because I just started myself. And I'm going to start tomorrow with a 21-day fix, the super black Erin had suggested. But over the last 4 days, I just dabbled with different sampler workouts just to get an idea. Because I wanted to start the 21-day on Monday and do the 5 days straight instead of midweek. So I've been doing like lava. I did a bar class. I did a 21-day fix one. And
Donna, you want to start together tomorrow?
Yes, absolutely. That's what my intention was to start tomorrow.
Okay.
Good idea.
Partners.
Oh,
Yay.
you're Donna too.
Ah.
Yay. Okay, definitely.
So Donna and Donna, you are accountability buddies now, and tag each other in the check-in post. So when you check in that you've done it, tag your partner, and then they have to know it's time to get up and get moving as well. It's a source of accountability.
Okay.
And, you can text me like privately if you want.
Okay, definitely. Would love to do that.
Where are you from?
I'm from Connecticut.
Oh, okay. I'm Canadian from Mississauga near Toronto.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet everybody.
Same here.
That's great. Okay.
And we have another Donna also she's from like just outside of Huntsville, Ontario.
Oh, okay. So
there's another. Donna's everywhere.
I feel like I'm at work. I have 3 Donnas at work, myself and 2 others. So everyone's always like, Donna squared. Like, there's Donnas everywhere. And I didn't think it was a very common name. So, yes, definitely.
Well, nobody has a name Kiva.
You are the first Kiva I've met. That's for sure.
I like that name.
I do too.
I am doing the super block thing too. So I started a couple days ago, but
Get with the accountability. Tag each other.
I'll do that.
Okay, sounds good. Now, Erin, I want to ask you, why is it 5 days? Like I'm used to doing like weights and then rest, weights, rest, weights.
Right. So it's up to you. If you are somebody who has your own style that you want to do, then you don't need to follow the program calendar. That's more of a suggestion. They created these programs, the super block specifically, in a style called block periodization, which is supposed to be for optimal results, which is the 5 days on, weekends are 2 days off, and then a whole week of rest at the end of the month.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah. So it's a newer, look at that little thumbs up bubble. So it's a newer style of training.
Okay.
And in the last week of the month, you're supposed to focus on the rest and get your steps in, or, explore some other type of movement, but not overexert yourself, with the reason being our results really take shape in that last week.
Okay.
My husband even said, he's like, sometimes I feel like when I'm not doing anything is when my muscles are like the best. And I'm like, that's because you're literally transforming during the resting period.
So with the cardio, do they suggest that? Because I know a lot of like training programs don't incorporate cardio, they just incorporate walking now.
Okay, these do incorporate at least 1 day of cardio per week, and then
Oh,
the rest are strength.
okay, good. Yeah.
Yeah.
As long as like it's not 2 or 3.
Yeah,
cardio.
no, none of them are.
Okay, great.
Except for like if
And
it's
you'll find with the cardio that you'll either have no weight or really, really lightweight. It's not heavy if depending on the program you follow.
Okay, great. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thanks to the other ladies who've chimed in too. I'm so excited to have some accountability buddies getting formed. That's exciting. Okay, so I'm ahead of you guys. All this talking, I've been chopping nuts because we're going to move on to our dessert. By now, your beef should be simmering. Hopefully, you've seasoned it with the ingredients that I've set out for you, or a taco seasoning that you have that's low sodium. It's a great choice too. I added the water as well, and then let that cook down so that it's really nice and like almost like a thicker sauce. And then once again, as always, you can try and then season to your taste. So if there's anything that you're like, oh, this really doesn't have a lot of flavor, let me know and we can add like maybe it needs just a little bit of salt, or maybe it needs a little bit more cumin. The cumin for me is like the most incredible spice ever. I just think it like really transforms your dish.
Agreed.
Move on to dessert because we only really have, I'm supposed to get you guys out of here right now, but we'll just go ahead and kick off dessert. This is going to take 5 minutes and then we'll be done. So the chocolate that I'm using today is this one. It was on sale at the grocery store. And it's the best of the best. If you guys know anything about chocolate, or so good. So this was on sale for like $2.50.
My favorite.
A steal. A steal. So what I'm going to do is melt this down. I have a microwave. So if you don't have a microwave, you can do this in the double boiler method on your stove, which is just a bowl. Like, so you fill your pot with water and then a heat-proof bowl on top of that. And then you can drop the chocolate in and stir it as the water in your pot below will melt it. I don't have time for that in my life. So I just use my microwave. But chocolate burns really easily. So anytime you're melting chocolate in your microwave, do it in max 35-second increments. Stop the microwave and give it a stir to make sure that it doesn't burn. Because the last thing that we want is burnt chocolate, because then we're wasting things and it's also going to taste gross. So line your cookie sheet with parchment paper, and then you're going to put this chocolate in a bowl with a little bit of coconut oil. The coconut oil just helps to thin out your chocolate. So if you're ever, anything that you see me bake ever, when I'm topping it with chocolate, has coconut oil in it, and people ask me why, that's why, because it's going to make it a runnier consistency for you to work with.
If I don't like the dried apricot, can I use more nuts or seeds?
1000%.
Okay.
Anything you want.
So how much of this can we have?
So if you're on 2B, you would like, I'm going to break this up into like, little chunks that are this big. I'm going to have one and then I'm going to track it and see what the scale does. You might find that you have a huge piece and then you get on the scale and you're in a weight loss day. And then you're like, great, my body loved that. I can have more of that.
Okay, hold on. I don't understand that.
So on 2B, all we do is track it and see. That's what we do. So we eat our day of food. Your kit is going to come with a journal.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. You write in the journal what you had to eat that day. The next day when you wake up, you go to the washroom and then you weigh yourself. And then see what the scale says. If it's a weight gain day, we know that maybe we want to modify what we had to eat the day before. If it's a weight loss day, we know that's smooth sailing. Keep doing what you're doing.
Okay, great.
Yeah. So if, say I'm eating what we made here today, and then I got on the scale tomorrow and it went up, the first thing I would probably look at would be the sugar in the chocolate, right? So I might repeat the same day of eating without the chocolate and then see what happens. And then I would have that awareness, right? That the chocolate was what made the scale jump. Maybe I remove the chocolate and the scale still goes up. Then we have another question to ask ourselves. What else could it be, right? Is it the sodium? Is it my body doesn't like the chickpea noodles? you know, like we have the knowledge when we're writing down the things that we're eating to be able to then investigate what it could be that our body doesn't like.
Right, and as far as water, how much water? I always have a hard time putting water in my body.
All the water. So the 2B principle is water first, veggies most. So before we're ever, I like that you're chugging your water, Jackie. You're like, oh, that's my reminder. I gotta get it in. Yeah, the rule of thumb is always water first, veggies most. Way to go with that, Stanley Mandy. Well done. So as much water as you can. Half your body weight in ounces is the typical rule of thumb. So really just do your best, but before you're eating anything, you have a glass of water. 10 ounces minimum.
What?
How much coconut oil are we putting in the chip? The
Just do a teaspoon.
1 teaspoon, thank you.
What if I put it in?
I don't even know where you put it now.
On the second.
One of my swaps in life was learning to love dark chocolate. And when I first started, I was like, oh my gosh, this is so bitter. I just don't know how anybody likes it. And now I actually can't stand the taste of milk chocolate. I find it so sickeningly sweet. I'm really just not interested anymore. But dark chocolate has a lot of nutrients in it. So, you know, I say it's a health food. It's a superfood, if you ask me. But all of my baking will be done with dark chocolate. And my kids even love it too, which is the best because I can feed them my homemade stuff instead of the other stuff.
Erin, are you using 2 bars of your Lindt chocolate? Okay, and then how about if I was to use this? Can I use the whole bag or not?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Use the whole thing? Okay.
Is it a really, really big bag? I didn't get to see the size.
9 ounce?
No, yeah, use the whole thing.
Okay, thank you. Okay.
How much coconut oil did you say?
A teaspoon.
Teaspoon, okay, thank you.
Yeah, we don't want it to be super runny. The coconut oil just adds like helps it not be so thick.
1/4 cup of pistachios, is that correct?
Pardon?
1/4 cup pistachios?
Yeah.
And then how much cranberries and how much, 4 apricots, how much cranberries?
The same, a 1/4 cup.
Okay, perfect, thank you.
You're welcome. I'm also going easy on the apricots just because my kids don't like them. So I'm not gonna go nuts. So I've included pecans in mine because I just love them so much. If there's a specific type of nut that you like, that you have, feel free. So don't forget about your beef on the stove. If you have not already done so, go check that and make sure that it's not burning. You want it to not be sticking to your pan. So take it off the heat, let it sit for a minute so it's not so hot, and then you're going to store it. Make sure that you do the step where you get your veggies cleaned. That's like the #1 tip for eating the veggies. And on 2B Mindset, you will know we eat a ton of veggies, even on Portion Fix. It's a ton, 5 cups a day. You want to wash them today. Wash them today. And if you can, chop them up and store them in a Tupperware, because the last thing you feel like doing when you're starving is cleaning and chopping vegetables. So if it's ready for you, pre-washed and chopped in a bowl or in a nice Tupperware in your fridge, you are just so much more likely to actually follow through and eat them. And just ask yourself, like, what is going to help future me actually stick to my goals? Doing that step today. Even like shredding your cheese, like shred that now, you know, if you haven't already done so. So that when it's time to put it together, you're just grabbing handfuls and it's already done. That's called buffet style meal prep. And I love that style. Earlier, I think it was Meredith said, like, she's just cooking the whole thing of chickpea pasta. That's an amazing thing to have in your fridge. not seasoned or dressed in any way, but just a plain carb so that you can throw that in a bowl. You know, you're not having to wait for your water to boil and the pasta to cook. It's already ready for you. Then you can start constructing a bowl with those veggies that you have pre-chopped, your carbs already done. And then maybe you have like some chicken in your fridge that's prepped, or maybe you have some hard-boiled eggs that are prepped. You have that protein, you can throw that in a bowl as well. And then you have a buffet ready to go in your fridge with all the nutrients that you need. Same with fruit. My husband went and he bought all the berries the other day, and this is controversial because some berries do go bad, but he washed them all and then stored them in a Fridge Smart container by Tupperware. Those are the best, with some paper towel to soak up the moisture. And then it's like great for the whole family because we can just grab handfuls of that when we're feeling snacky, and also just plop it on the table in front of our kids. And that encourages them to grab handfuls of it too. You know, like even when they're eating dinner, we just have the berries in the center of the table and they're just gonna have at it. So it's just a great way to just always have like fresh fruit and veggies at your fingertips and at your kids' fingertips if they're willing. This is going to be so good. I'm so excited.
Me too, because I love chocolate.
Me too. Any plan that tells me I can't have chocolate is not the plan for me. All right, mine's melted. I'm going to go ahead and add it to my sheet.
So you're not adding any fruit, nuts or fruits to it? You're
No,
just
I'm going to do this first and just add it.
on top.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Okay, cool. Mommy will come and get it for you.
Erin, where can we find the link for your cookbook? I was on Instagram the other day and I saw it, and then I went there this morning to order.
Okay.
But I didn't see the link there.
Oh, I'll drop it in the chat here for you if you'd like.
Yes, please.
Do you have that egg roll in the bowl in that cookbook?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, that's one of my favorites.
I love that one so much.
What is it?
Egg roll in a bowl.
Oh, egg roll in a bowl. That sounds yummy. Okay.
So are you spreading this all the way out, or?
Not all the way because we want it to be a little bit thick.
Okay.
Mine is covering like, it's just in the center really.
Okay.
And then I'm going to go ahead and just start adding my toppings. You want it at the beginning? I know, babe. I'm changing it for him. Ooh, this looks so good. Hey, babe.
So this is going in the freezer?
This is gonna go in your freezer. Yeah, so mine's done and it looks absolutely beautiful. It's like such a nice looking presentation. One thing, I don't know if I have it on the ingredients because it's not open in front of me, but I'm gonna sprinkle some flaky sea salt over mine because I love it. I love a sea salt and chocolate, but that's optional for you guys. If you don't like that, then just skip that step. But I love like a little bit of salt in mine. I think it tastes so nice. So I'm gonna do that first and then put it in the freezer.
Can you go over the protein powder and like the monthly fee? Is there a monthly fee?
Yeah, so if there isn't, if you're somebody who's gonna be consuming it every single month, then you want to be what's called a preferred customer. So that is $17 and it gets you access to 20% off of everything on our site. So when a new program launches, for example, that's not released to the general public for like 6 months. You would get early access and you get 20% off of that. You get 20% off all of the products, any of the merchandise, any of the equipment. And that's, you pay your $17 a month so that you have that. So if you're someone like me who's ordering Shakeology and Energize, that's definitely good savings because you're still coming out saving about $30 per bag of Shakeology, even paying that monthly fee. If you are somebody who's like, I just want to order intermittently whenever I feel like it, maybe that's not as worth it for you. So that would be something that you can cancel and then you don't have any fees monthly. Then you'll just order it whenever the mood strikes you or whenever you run out and you need it.
So
it's your choice.
Saying that, let's say I need more protein, but I don't do the 17. I just have to buy it at regular price.
That's right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Got it. Thank you.
Okay, this is done and it's beautiful and I'm so excited about it. And so it's going to go in my
Wish we
drink.
could see it.
I know.
I'm trying to.
Maybe, can you move your camera down? Oh, there.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah, I love the like green of the pistachios. It just makes everything look so pretty.
Nice.
Okay. And that's it. That's our meal prep.
Yay, super helpful.
Cool. Good.
That's awesome.
Good. Okay, amazing. If anybody has any questions, feel free to speak now. If you don't think of, or if you can't think of what you want to ask and it comes up later, I'm going to post the recording for this for everybody to be able to access. Drop your questions anywhere you like. I'm going to share the link for my cookbook in the chat right now. So if you don't have it, you can grab it. And I just really want to say thank you so much for being here. I hope you feel empowered and I hope you feel set up. I'm so excited for you to eat your beautiful creations tomorrow or even today. I think I'm going to have one of those pasta salads now because I'm like hungry. But yeah, I hope tomorrow you wake up and you see your beautiful stocked fridge and you're just rest assured knowing you've done this and you can do it again next week and the week after. Also, like, feel free to start a thread anytime in a fresh start where you say, like, what are you guys making this week? You know, who's got some meal inspo? Because everybody in that group is thinking the same thing as you. Feeling a little bit unsure, feeling a little bit uninspired. And when we come together, we are so much stronger. So throw it out there if you're like, I have no idea. Or go on Body and they have all the pre-created meal plans for you. So if you go to your designated plan, Tubi or Portion Fix, and you'll see it says like start here, resources, meal plans is one of the tabs you can click on. And there's tons, dozens even of pre-created meal plans there for you with all the recipes. So if you're only using this platform for your fitness, you're underusing it. There's a ton on there. Even if like I have
Erin, is it extra to go into that 2B or is that all included?
It's included.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it's all included. All your recipes are in there. You have hundreds of them to choose from each of the plans. And it's the greatest like one-stop shop. So like I always say, if you're just using it for workouts, you're not using it enough to your benefit because like it is there to support you and guide you and make sure that you feel empowered on this journey.
I'm excited. There's no tracking.
Yeah, no counting calories. Ugh, I reject it. You guys can see on my Instagram, women always ask me, do you have the macros for this? And I'm like, nope. And it's so nice.
Thank goodness.
Who has
Thank
time
goodness.
for that? Like,
I know.
In every program, basically, they want you to count. I hate them all.
Yeah.
I'm glad I found this.
Over it. Over
Same.
that.
Same.
Do you use your bike at all in incorporating into your, you do?
I love my bike.
Yeah, I'm waiting for mine to come in because I did order it. So yay, can't wait. But where do you incorporate that? The cycling?
So I'll be completely honest, in the 6-week program that I've done, I haven't, because Body Lava has kicked my butt so much that I've really felt like I've needed the rest.
Yeah.
But normally what I'll do is on the weekends, I'll incorporate one cycle into my weekend, and then I'll take like a day. If it's a cardio day, for example, in the program that I'm doing, I'll swap it out for a bike ride.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Like is incredible. And I thought I was gonna hate it. Like I was like, I'm not a cycler, and it completely converted me. I love that bike.
I can't wait.
And I watch all my workouts on the bike too. So
Yeah.
the screen is like multi-purpose.
Yes.
So
Yeah. I can't wait. It takes a while though, yeah? Does it come, it takes a little bit to come in?
where I'm at, it only took about a week.
Oh, wow.
My niece is in Alabama and she ordered it there, and it took her like a month and a half to get it.
Yes, that's what they're saying. It's like a 2 to 5 week delivery.
So frustrating.
Yeah.
Hopefully we're closer to the 2.
Yeah. So,
Awesome.
Where are you, Erin? Are you in Canada?
Yeah, I'm in Ottawa, Ontario.
Oh, close. Very nice.
Yeah, I know. We have events and stuff like that in Burlington all the time. So
Oh,
your way.
excellent. Yeah, that's close to me.
Yeah, I'll let you know next time we're over there.
Anybody else in the Toronto area?
There are a ton of Torontonians in A Fresh Start.
Excellent.
Sarah, the other girl who runs our group, is from Belleville. So her clients are all like Belleville and then out towards Toronto.
Nice.
What about the US? How many do you think you have in the US?
Well, I think all of you guys, except for us on this
Virginia. Virginia.
Okay.
Ohio. I'm in Ohio.
I'm in Ohio.
Ohio.
Maryland.
do they do any events in the United States here?
Tons.
Yeah, how do we find that out? Is
So
it
most of them are for body partners. But so you wouldn't want to go because you'd just be bored.
right?
Unless you become a partner, which we can talk about that another time. But the ones that are for clients, they'll usually post about, and then we can let you know if there's any closer to you. But we have super trainers who come and they do like a group workout with us, and it's really fun.
Awesome.
Yeah. All right, ladies, I don't want to keep you for even a second longer. I just want to know, Jen, what are you making there? Are you making these individually served? You are. Okay. I love it.
Okay, so I just found these. I can't pick this one up. Hand me the other one of these. It came in a 2-pack from Amazon. It's in the second drawer by the dishwasher. And it's the most flimsy silicone muffin tin ever. But last week I made baked oats, like overnight, but the baked. And so I'm so tired of how it sticks in the baking pan. So I was like, I want to get a silicone thing. And then I found these. I was like, oh, that's perfect. My kids especially will love the little round. So yeah, I was like, okay, this makes every single portion exactly the same. And in my mind, it just makes me feel better.
Yeah,
Amazing.
it's a good idea.
Yeah, it was a 2-pack for like $10. Super
Perfect.
cheap.
Perfect.
Yeah. So
Thanks for
after
sharing
freeze
that.
it, hopefully they're beautiful.
They
I
will
put the fruit and everything in the bottom and then poured the chocolate over top, so then it popped out.
Smart. Okay, post a picture for us to see it when they're ready.
Okay, I will.
Thank you everyone so much. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. God bless you all, and I will see you in our check-in.
Thank you.
Bye,
Appreciate you.
everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you. It was great.
Yay.